Hello, everyone. This is Anu,
And hi, this is Oz.
and welcome to Ozz Anu, the show where we explore how cutting-edge technologies are shaping today's public sector. And today, we're continuing the conversation from the last week into the world of Gen AI and how it's breathing new life into legacy systems. Yep, those critical but sometimes outdated systems still powering many public sectors. From service delivery to healthcare, justice to natural resource management, Gen AI is transforming these legacy infrastructures in ways we could only imagine a few years ago. Today, we'll walk through some real-world examples and practical applications, giving you a concrete understanding of how Gen AI is putting to use in this space. So let's get started.
Okay, perfect. To start today's discussion, I'd like to introduce and bring in our peer, distinguished Rob Gordanier, IBM Chief Technologist and Ontario Public Sector for the Ontario Public Sector. So let me just let him in. Hey, Rob. Welcome.
Hello. Hi there.
Okay, so Rob, we just did a quick introduction of you. So as you know, 2 weeks ago we had Ted on our little podcast, and we explored how Gen AI is becoming an incredibly important asset in helping IBM's public sector clients in modernizing their legacy systems. And IBM Consulting has developed Gen AI assets called Agentics that are able to build velocity and quality in our delivery capabilities around legacy modernization. For example, with TED, we talked about automated code refactoring using Agentics and the fact that we can reduce the time to market by up to 75%, which was amazing. So we just want to build on that.
Exactly. And I think Ted shared an art of possible for Agentics, which in theory sounds great, right? However, honestly, Rob, Oz and I needed to see a real life example of Agentics at play. And then I heard that Rob yourself, you've been using and helping your clients with Agentics. So is that true, Rob?
It is. It's actually an incredible advancement that's happened really just in the last 6 months. So, 6 months ago, if you're talking to me, I'd be talking about how we're using our IBM Consulting Advantage tools, which we still are today, but we're now using them with the agentic workflows. So 6 months ago, we were doing single shot prompts where we were trying to understand what the legacy code is doing, and we were getting good results, but not great results. The challenge was that I had to know enough about the code to know that the response was either correct or incorrect, or how accurate it was. And when you're doing this over millions of lines of code, that becomes a very large amount of effort to be having that amount of hand holding and prompt tuning across those applications. So Agentics has changed all of that. It's really become more self-tuning. And when we use this with the same problems that we looked in the past by doing single shot prompts, what we find is the consistency and the quality of the results is much, much higher, meaning there's not as much evaluation, there's not as much you're finding wrong and going back and changing the prompts. It actually comes back with a very good answers consistently. And that's one of the benefits of it, is that we're being more deterministic.
So Rob, if I may ask, like this is something you've done with a client at the moment, one of the public sector clients in Canada, if I'm not wrong. And the story, I think what I'm hearing is that since Agentics have come into the picture and have started to augment your capability and your process to deliver legacy modernization to your client, it has actually shown benefits that we have spoken about in theory with TED, where it has reduced the time to market for the code. It has reduced the amount of back and forth that happens between team members. It has reduced considerably the amount of issues that you may be seeing in a refactored code. Is that an accurate understanding here?
It is, and I think the other thing is it's increased the confidence of the clients as well too, right? Before, we'd show results, they give us feedback, we would go and tune the prompts, try it again. They go, yeah, that looks better. And now when we put this in through the agentic workflows, those digital agents figure it out themselves by talking with each other, and the result that comes back is just like it literally it's night and day difference between what you're getting with the single shots. And
Okay.
this is important because in order to do large, complex modernization, we're doing this with millions of lines of code. These aren't just small programs, and we need able to do this at scale, right? So this is about being able to take all of that code and doing this over millions of lines of code and thousands of programs. And
Okay.
this is one way that we can achieve that without lots of people involved in the middle doing tuning and prompts.
And I know this is very new, but are you able to quantify the benefits that we have been able to achieve for the client here?
It's early stages to say sort of to quantify them, but what I will tell you is that when we come in and do large scale modernization like this, if we look at what people would need to do to understand and go through the code and then document it in a way that helps us to be able to understand and to then build modernization scripts on top of it, that is a very, very lengthy process. So we've used static tools that have brought that timeline in by as much as 60 and 70% acceleration over what it would take to do manually.
Mm.
But now we're taking Gen AI, adding on that, and we're getting additional acceleration on top of that original acceleration. So it's still early days to kind of say this is what we're seeing, but anecdotally, I'm seeing incredible differences, right? Just looking at the output, reviewing it with client, getting their input, and being able to use it for other use cases too, other than just demystifying. So we're also working with clients to do things like doing peer reviews. This is
Yeah.
a common problem we see across the board is that when developers develop their code, they do peer reviews. Quality can be hit and miss. It's not always consistent. This is one way to provide a consistent approach to doing peer review with which much deeper insight, I think, than sometimes we see with humans doing it. So that's one example. Generating stories is another example. Working with clients, but it's still pretty early to kind of quantify this and say this is the value that we're getting. We're working on those case studies, and we're going to be documenting them and publishing some results for it in the next little while. But and I'm excited to kind of see what those are going to look like.
No,
Absolutely.
absolutely, absolutely.
We've seen that when we do peer reviews and the teacher that taught the code is asking the student to peer review, the line of thought is exactly the same. Absolutely. And with each iteration, I'm understanding that this is getting better and better. The understanding is getting to a higher level. Is there like a master, I would say, database where such projects, all the learnings are combined within the Gen AI platform that it to the next project it would automatically have some of the lessons from the past, or is it project by project?
Well, no, we have a very tight team that works on modernization, so we share our learnings across each other. So as you talked to Ted in one of the prior podcasts, Ted and myself and many people work together on a daily basis to try to tackle this across other industries as well. So although I'm focused on public sector, we do get the learnings from private as well, and vice versa.
That's amazing, Rob. So, as these examples show, Gen AI offers more than just a workaround for outdated technology. It enables public sector to unlock the full potential of their legacy systems without incurring the cost and risks associated with the complete system overhaul. And by deploying Gen AI as a bridge, public sector can gradually modernize its infrastructure, enhancing efficiency and customer satisfaction in the process. So if your public sector organization is considering options to modernize legacy systems, Gen AI might be the answer. And you can start by evaluating the specific pain points in your current systems and exploring how an AI solution could address those areas, such as code refactoring. And as always, please reach out to us, and we'd be happy to bring the magic of Agentics as we have brought it for other clients. We can bring it to your organizations as well and show you the art of possible around that.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us, Rob. So I think as the chief technologist, especially for the Ontario area and just at IBM especially, this will be one of many that we will be inviting you to. So for everybody tuning in, if you have questions for Rob, don't be shy to post them in the comments. We'll also link to Rob's LinkedIn and his IBM profile. And again, thank you to our audience for tuning into the Ozz Anu show. Try to keep it short. And if you think this episode was in any way enlightening or you liked it, give us a like and subscribe. And don't be shy to leave a review because we do read these and these are helping us. We're still in the beginning phases, but this is coming along really well. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.